So, guys, back to New City Mastery. It's Brian here, and today's video is going to be a quick training video and tutorial about how to find your local hotspot and how to find your social connector. So, let's rock and roll, baby. What is your local hotspot? So, by definition, your local hotspot is the trendy place that all the high value men and high value women are already currently congregating in your city. So, your local hotspot is where you're going to end up meeting your social connector. So the local hotspot is a public venue to create triple win scenarios using nobody's resources, which is something that we've talked about in another video. And that's because this is a place that people already want to go to. Because of the nature of a trend, right? Your local hotspot is a trend. It moves and it changes periodically. So remember, that the local hotspot, all it is something that's just trending. And so that's why every city only has one or two of them. It doesn't have nine or 10. So let's define your social connector. The definition of your social connector is a single individual that opens up access to a larger circle of similar people. So it all starts with that one person. So this could be a person that is included in a particular social group. It could also be another example, a high value woman that is connected to other high value women. So this could be a successful business person who is also connected to other successful business people. So by connecting to this person becomes your access to connecting to other similar people. And one point that I want to make on this is that you'll have multiple social connectors. So as I look back on my life, I can I can pretty much boil it down to about three or four people that I met along the way, which were ultimately the reason that I was able to meet everybody that I know now. So there's that whole idea around 6 degrees of separation, meaning that everybody in the world is connected by no more than six intermediaries apart. In your city, it's a lot less, but it really does come down to making contact with that one person. And that's how we define your social connector. And the objective is for you to find a social connector. The way to do that is to find and identify your local hotspot, which is a question that I get constantly. So, how do we identify the local hotspot? Now, because of the nature of a trend, it can only be determined through word of mouth. So, because of the nature of word of mouth, you must directly discover it through conversation or visual evidence on Instagram. So, what this means is that no, you can't find this local hotspot through your Uber driver or through Yelp or through Google. You have to speak to people and you have to discover this place. So the way to do that is simply work that into your conversations. It's as simple as asking people, what, hey, what's, currently, what's the new trendy place to go on a Saturday night? And what you want to do is you want to look for the consistencies. So you also want to look for consistencies in what people are posting on their social media. You're going to see it on Instagram stories. You're going to see it tagged in locations on posts. So this really, these two things, Instagram and word of mouth, is the only way. So with that being said, it starts off with you interacting and asking people this question and making contacts as frequently as possible on your Instagram and in real life. So really being social is key. And that's why the first step in the funnel, which is taught through the module, which is how to, in a extremely low risk way, have the ability to open everybody and then run a discovery conversation, that's a structure. So again, you're just looking for consistencies. Now, one point that I do want to make is that the telltale sign of a local hotspot is that it has a high girl to guy ratio. And the reason for this is twofold. So, number one is that women themselves are actually the reason the trend gets created in the first place. Because if there's a spot that's all hot women, that's going to become the go to place for guys to go to. And if it's not for that reason, then the other reason is because there's a certain select few guys that are either the owners or plugged into the social scene and are highly connected that are doing all the inviting. And so women are the first people to get invited to anything. So that's why that's a clear sign that you're at a local hotspot or the local hotspot. If you're going into a place, you walk into a bar and it's all guys, I can almost personally guarantee you that you're not at the local hotspot. So now let's talk about how to identify your social connector. The first thing that you need to do is determine the kind of people that you're trying to get connected to. So this is actually different for everybody. Different people resonate with different groups and different individuals. So even if you were in my city, my social connector wouldn't be the same as your social connector, but they might be a part of the same group. So, I mean, from there, it's a pretty similar discovery process as finding the local hotspot, but now it's within the actual hotspot itself. So that's why becoming a regular at this facility and running these triple win scenarios and being a people watcher is key. So what you do is build up your value and social capital within that environment as soon as possible using the MCFI method in the triple win framework. So sometimes it can be immediately obvious who your social connector is. Think about it. Have you ever been out and you've ever seen that guy in a suit? Or if you've been out and you've seen that, really tall, beautiful chick, and maybe this isn't the first time you've seen them. You've seen this person before. So that's typically a pretty good sign that you're looking at a potential social connector. You just want to look for consistencies because here's the deal is the people that you want to connect with that you can't seem to find are already out there doing these things. Now it's just your job to go play catch up. So what this means is that you've got to get into a few interactions, but really it's about getting the fuck out of your house, dude. So what's the next step now? Well, the next step is going to be how to connect with your social connector, but we're not going to discuss that in today's video. That'll be in a future video. So for now, guys, I hope this was helpful. Peace.